Hi, it's Mrs. Cannikins, and we are going to take a look at one of NotebookLM's brand new features. It's mid-July 2025, and they have just released featured notebooks. And as a language arts teacher, I am very interested in the Shakespeare file. So let's take a look at that. So normally, what should happen is that inside your Notebook LM, you should get this featured notebooks tab. Now, I'm not having that. So I was disappointed at first, but then when I went to the keyword blog and I read the article about this new release, I actually clicked on the Shakespeare item to test it out. And lo and behold, it showed up in my tiles. And so right here, you can see this tile right here has a globe, and that indicates that it is a public notebook. I've got another one down here. So I just open that up. Now, if you've never used Notebook LM before, there's a couple different things to look at. Over on the right-hand side here is a list of all the sources. Now, these are Shakespeare's actual sources. They're not commentaries or anything. They are the texts of Shakespeare's plays. And also, I noticed that there are the sonnets in here as well. So all of his works are in here. The main chat panel is where you will go back and forth and ask questions of the data. And over here is the audio feature if you wanted to create a podcast. You might have heard of that feature before. And then these notes down here are different notes that explain how to do different things. Now this one right here, how to get the most out of this notebook, you could click on here, and this gives you an overview of how to use this tool if you haven't used Notebook LM yet. And then you can see here, some of these are short answer quizzes, study guides, all sorts of different things over here. Those ones are preloaded. I haven't made any of those yet. A neat feature that is preloaded as well at the very bottom is the mind map tool. So here you can see lots of different themes of mind maps. So if I click into one of these, appearance versus reality. So there we have like the ghost's appearance from Macbeth. That will load up over here after a time, and it will give me some information. So that is the mind map where it does all that mapping for me. So the other thing that I really want to take a look at is I want to see how this works. And a good way with any AI is to take something that you're familiar with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to the sources tab. I'm going to unselect them all and scroll down to Romeo and Juliet. Now you'll see that there is no R for Romeo because that is under the tragedies. So the tragedy of Romeo and Juliet. So I'm going to choose that one. And then I am going to ask it for a timeline. So my prompt, I've had it pasted from somewhere else. It says a timeline of Romeo and Juliet from the beginning of the play to the end, and break down the time, show me really specifically what happens. So let's run that. So I'm going to click on the blue arrow. And so here it comes in. So it says Romeo and Juliet takes place over 5 days. And so then we have a nice breakdown. So Sunday morning, evening, late evening, morning, afternoon, late evening, evening, depending on where the events are. Now, take a look at these little quotes here, or these little numbers. So what happens is all of the references are placed right within the text here. So if I scroll over one of these numbers, it gives me the exact reference from which it's drawing that text. And so you can see the actual quotes there. So in the end, this is this great summary, day by time that outlines all of the events in a 5-day period for Romeo and Juliet. So that is just one item. We could compare 2 or 3 plays. We could compare a comedy and a tragedy. We could compare anything. We can look at his whole works and ask about societal norms, those different types of things. So this is a new feature, brand new feature in Notebook LM. It's a public list of items that Notebook has put together that we can access. And currently, this is my school account that I'm in. I didn't actually check in my personal account. The way that I was able to get access to those, because they're not appearing within my account, is to go to the keyword blog from Google. So be sure to check those out.